Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Morgan from My Little Homeschool in the Woods. Today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on Gather Round Homeschool, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so if you're new, we just did a Gather Round unit for the very first time as kind of an experiment to see if we would like it or not. I've heard so many people talk about Gather Round Homeschool. I needed to know if it was something that we would like for ourselves, and I feel like a week, because they give you week samples, I don't feel like a week was really enough to see if it was something that we would like in our homeschool. So that's why we purchased a unit, and it did kind of break up some things, like, change some things up a little bit, because, after a while the kids do kind of get bored with some of the stuff that they're doing already. So it did kind of break it up, and it was really a nice change. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, Gather Round. We loved it. It was so much fun. I do have to say, we picked probably one of the harder units. We picked the human body unit from Gather Round. And yeah, there's lots of big words, lots of paraphrasing going on, a lot of trying to make it simple for your little kids, but at the same time, they learned a lot. Like, when I was reading, like at first I would read to them, there's like 3 or 4 pages of reading in the teacher's guide for the kids, for you to read to the kids. And at first I was like, this is going to go way over their head. Like, I was thinking, I don't know about this, but the more we got into it, I was seeing the stuff that they were learning because they would talk about it, and I was like, they're actually listening. So yeah, there's a lot of learning going on, even if, we really don't realize it. So, but yeah, we had to pick one of the harder ones, I guess. I don't know. But it was really a lot of fun. The more we got into it, the better I got at, like, noticing things that they were interested in and going deeper with that. Like, Helen Keller. There was a lesson that we did that was about sight, and it had like the history of Helen Keller, and so we dove deeper into that because my kids were really interested in Helen Keller. It was, they'd never heard about her before, and so we watched the movie that they have about her, and my kids just loved it. So yeah, it's just, I was getting better at noticing stuff that they were interested in, and we would take it further with that. So yeah, I really do love that they have like these rabbit trails that you can go down, and it really made learning a lot more fun, in my opinion. All right, so keep in mind too that if you have younger kids who are not reading yet, you're gonna have to purchase their Ready to Read program that they have through Gather Round, or buy something separate that's going to teach your child how to read. They took all that out because I guess the pre-reader people didn't like. I don't really know. So they changed the pre-reader to just be like coloring pages and activities and things like that. So I don't really know a lot about that. Because I didn't experience any of it. So that's just what I've heard. But yeah, you will have to teach your child how to read still. It's not going to teach them how to read in the units if you buy a unit. So keep that in mind. And also, if you don't know, they don't have math included in this. So you will still have to, purchase your math curriculum that you like. Or, I've heard that math is kind of in the works. Maybe one day. I know they have so many things going on at Gather Round that it might just be a while. I would really love to see what math curriculum would look like from them. But I don't know. Anyway, so just keep all that in mind if you're considering Gather Round. So there is a lot of people who are asking on Facebook, on YouTube, is Gather Round enough? In my personal opinion, I believe it could definitely be enough. I mean, if you exclude the fact that you're going to have to teach your kid how to read and it doesn't have math, those are 2 factors. I do believe Gather Round can offer everything for a great education for your child. I mean, in our Gather Round unit, my kids were learning a lot of things that I haven't really even taught before. Like, they were learning the difference between a limerick, haikus, all these different poetry stuff. And I was seeing some creativity in them come alive that I hadn't seen before. Now my kids are usually pretty goofy anyway and can come up with like silly stories, but it was really neat just to see, you know, the creativity really start to come out. And, you know, they were doing these free writes and would give like writing prompts for them, and that was a lot of fun to see the stories that my kids come up with. And yeah, but yes, I definitely believe Gather Round can be enough, just depending on, you know, your goals, as you know, your kids' goals. I'm one of those people who believe less is more when it comes to homeschool, because we do have more of a relaxed homeschool. And, you know, the little short lessons I've noticed do so much, my kids do so much more, they do so much better with the short lessons and the less information, you know, because if you give them too much at once, then it's just, you know, I don't know. But that's my opinion. So, you know, everybody's different on that. All right, so will we be using Gather Round? We will be using Gather Round, but probably not as our core curriculum. Mainly because we already have so many things that we love. I love the Good and the Beautiful history that we are doing right now. I love the Good and the Beautiful science we've used, and we love that because it's very, you know, family style. We use a lot of master books. I use some of Becca Math on some of my kids, and just we have things that we use that really do work for us, and so I don't really want to change them. But I do feel like we are going to be using Gather Round as, I guess to kind of cover some topics maybe that the kids are interested in that we wouldn't normally cover in our regular curriculum. So yeah, maybe, you know, have them pick out a couple, 2 or 3 units a year that they're interested in, and, you know, it would kind of break up the school year in, you know, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking anyway. And how I did it when we did the unit, I didn't do it every day like it's supposed to be done. I was still doing like our master books alternating with Gather Round. So we would do Gather Round one day, the next day we would do master books, and that's just kind of how we did it. And it worked really well that way. So if you're wondering if you can, you know, do it with other curriculums, you absolutely can, because I did it. But yeah. So guys, this is kind of my thoughts on Gather Round. I did really love it. If you're on the fence, I would say just try out a unit. Don't go buy a whole year until you know for sure. You know, try out a unit that's something you and your kids are interested in, and just see. You know, you can still do your other curriculum, you know, alternate it, just do it however you need to. But yeah, give it a try if you're on the fence is all I can say. We really did have a good experience with it. So anyway, if you like this video, please hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already, and give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.